Well, damn. There was a change to YouTube's system, seems like. Which is pretty weird. There was a change to YouTube's system. Charlie made a video about it, penguins. He always covers these important topics. I didn't even know that. I didn't even notice that. Let's get into it, what he says.
Stop everything you're doing right now.
I
don't
am.
care how important it is.
I
I
did.
have news that'll blow it out of the water.
I did.
And trust me, you're going to want to get this sitting down. So if you're in the operating room watching this, it's time to put down the scalpel and pay attention. YouTube has just made a massive change to the platform, and in standard YouTube fashion has done a horrible job at communicating it to the community. So it's up to me, Ace Reporter Charles here, to tackle this topic from the front lines, just riding through like Paul Revere, lighting the lanterns, letting you all know that another awful set of changes are coming to YouTube that have already overnight tanked some creators' source of income from their channels, demonetized like half of their videos with no explanation.
Okay, that's
and
not
more
important
channels
for me.
are soon to follow as this continues to roll out. And I'll let it be known right away here that yes, my channel has been hit extremely hard by this new shadow policy that they've slid into the equation here. The policy is, if you say any swear word or anything less than proper in the first 8 seconds of a video, you instantly get demonetized for it no matter what. There is no wiggle room. If you say anything that's not squeaky clean Weenie Hut Jr. and you let that rip in the first 8 to 15 seconds of that video, well, you're just getting blasted, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, to a lot of you, hearing that's probably not surprising, because the previous policy that all YouTubers were playing ball with was the first 30 seconds you couldn't say fuck. You couldn't say anything super hard like fuck. And because if you did, you'd likely get demonetized. But now, it applies to the first 8 seconds, and all profanity is being treated equally, except for a couple of exceptions like hell and damn, I guess. Maybe even ass. You might be able to squeeze a little ass in there in the beginning, I suppose, if the YouTube Illuminati is feeling generous with their policy enforcement that day. Now, while that's all pretty clear about just not using any profanity whatsoever in the first 8 seconds, it gets a little muddy when it starts talking about a focal usage of profanity throughout the video. It says such as a mention in every sentence, but that's not exactly how they enforce it. For a lot of the videos that have been demonetized, at least on my side, it's not like I'm going around hitting them with like Saints Row dialogue. It's just very confusing what's actually triggering this new demonetization wave that's sweeping through like a plague. For example, RT Game, again, isn't exactly a creator known for like intense swearing and getting out of control and unhinged and saying profanity in every sentence like this policy here. And yet, so many of his videos just got demonetized. And he's also not someone that does a whole lot of cursing and swearing like a sailor in the first like minute of his videos either. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It's not as clear as these rules seem to think that it is. Also, this rule applies retroactively to every piece of content ever made, even as far back as like 2007. So, like, half of my catalog of videos is now demonetized. This happened to a ton of creators, and because it's a new policy, yet every old video ever made now has to play by those rules, so it ended up with so much being demonetized. But it's very vague when it comes to the enforcement here. Let me give you just 2 quick examples from 2 new videos I made. Both of these were monetized as of 12 hours ago. So this first one is just called Good News. It is legitimately just going over very wholesome topics. The focal point is not on swearing, you know, it's not a potty mouth kind of video. It's just going over wholesome topics. But in the intro, I said shit pretty early. This week's been pretty doom and gloom with a lot of awful shit coming to light all across the internet. So me saying shit here is clearly what triggered the demonetization flag. Okay, a little upsetting, but they've now made these rules clear and they're retroactive, so I get it. But here's an example of one that makes no sense at all by their new rules. This is me talking about Godslap Issue 2 being out. Don't worry, I'm here now. I know for the last few months you've been cold and afraid, the uncertainty eating away at you, wondering what comes next. Well, I'm here to show you what comes next. It's issue 2 of Godslap, baby. I probably don't need to explain what Godslap is, you already know. It's our comic book series that's become more popular than the Bible. There's no profanity at all, not even low-level profanity. I don't mention ass or butt or anything like that at all. I'm just talking about Godslap and getting excited. It's a comic book series we've worked on for a long time, and I made this video just going over everything and letting you all know that it's available at godslapbook.com. This wasn't supposed to be an ad for it, but it's a great example here because there is no profanity used throughout this video until 5 minutes and 37 seconds into it after giving a plot summary for issue 1. Surrounding Sal, finishing them off with more finger flicks which blow their fucking head off. They share a brief conversation. So what could have possibly triggered this demonetization? Is it using profanity at all that's going to result in demonetization? Because that'd be very concerning if so. The best guess I can muster is they must have been really upset about the animation, because we had an animation made for issue 2 and it's a pretty gory animation, so it comes in at around a minute into the video and there is some animated gore and violence, but that's a minute into it, and again, that's not the focus of it, and I wouldn't think anyone would be like disturbed or shocked by the content. It's not anything that's, you know, egregious or over the top. It's just violence in a comic book and animated format. So would that really now result in demonetization for any channel that has anything that's even close to this level of violence? Because that's really strict. Like, what you see there is something you'd find in like any M-rated or even T-rated game sometimes. Like, it's not that extreme. Like, I don't see why that would warrant being demonetized, but it is a bit scary, because this has all happened overnight with no explanation, and it's not just, you know, bad words and things like that. This applies to so much other shit that they're now enforcing heavily. But it's not just for getting a little wacky with your language in videos that'll result in demonetization now. If you're getting a little wacky with your game choice, if you're a gaming YouTuber, you can get demonetized or even age restricted in some cases. If you're playing a game that's kind of violent, you're very likely to get demonetized for it. And if there's bad language in that game, especially early on in the video you make covering that game, you're likely to be demonetized for it. And in fact, Callisto Protocol is the most recent example. You can get age restricted for it too. Callisto Protocol was deemed too gory, it's too much, this is very unholy stuff we're seeing here. So anyone that made videos on Callisto Protocol got age restricted for it, including me. A couple of them I know slid under the radar, but for the most part, anything that had Callisto Protocol did get age restricted. Which is almost poetic, because you might remember that Callisto Protocol is inspired by Dead Space, and Dead Space 2 had the worst marketing campaign of all time called Your Mom Hates Dead Space. And it was all about how offended mothers were getting at Dead Space. It was very silly, but now it's like become reality for YouTube. YouTube is now that Dead Space mom when it comes to violent video games. It's pretty pathetic, but what the saddest part about this whole situation is YouTube's refusal to be transparent with this and make it clear that these policy changes are coming. I had to find out, as did everyone else, after being hit by it and then doing digging, because anytime there's a policy change, YouTube treats it like a government secret. Like the Krabby Patty secret formula, they just refuse to share it. So I had to learn by searching around online, talking to other creators, as well as talking directly to YouTube in order to get answers for what was going on. And even my YouTube contact wasn't aware of this until I brought it up and he did digging on his end. And that is absolutely not any fault of his own. That just goes to show you how split YouTube is internally, where things just aren't communicated effectively, even on the inside. So how the fuck can they possibly manage to inform the community, I guess? It is so laughable. This policy is a game changer for a lot of channels. You have to completely alter your content strategy depending on like what you do. Like if you play like a certain game that could now be deemed a little too violent for ads. Like this is something that changes a lot for many creators. And you have to find out by going through fucking Twitter and then talking to people in whispers on Discord in order to figure out what was happening. That is so pathetic. The YouTube's repeated inability to communicate even their biggest changes to the platform just makes no sense. It just can't be that hard to put out clear documents letting people know what's around the corner and an estimated arrival date. I don't see what makes that so difficult and why they struggle so greatly with it. There was one article I found about this in early December, but of course there was no like set time frame for when this would actually launch, or if it was even really going to launch for sure. Because all of those things are written so vaguely, you never really know what's going to come to the platform and what's not going to. Like, it's just so frustrating to have them constantly make these awful choices without ever consulting creators or users of the platform, obviously, but also just not telling them either. Unfortunately, it's all just another common YouTube L here. I had to unmask the Scooby-Doo villain, and per usual, it was YouTube. So if you're just now figuring this out and wondering why your channel got demonetized over the last 24 hours, I'm sorry I had to be the one to shit out this bad news onto your plate. It would have been a lot more palatable if it came from YouTube's mouth as opposed to my ass, but it is what it is. I'm very convinced they will never actually communicate policy changes, ever. At least not in any effective manner. So you'll just always have to wonder when the next big policy change is coming to fuck you in the mouth. So that's a pretty fun thing to think about when making content on YouTube. And yeah, just wanted to give everyone the little update here since YouTube didn't. That's about it. See ya.
Let's dance.
This is really a big hit into the mouth of the community for real.
I think it'd look better in pieces too.
We've got a fight on our hands.
At least we ain't cleaning up. If it ain't broke, it will be.
Let's take them out.
Keep it quick and quiet.
I need more pockets.
Yeah, that's really weird what YouTube decided to do there. It's
Hate this part of the job. Consider it gone.
just not making too much sense, actually, to really be honest. Ah,
We have a job to do.
She's that woman. Okay, I got it.
Think this might be what we're after?
To move. We ain't gonna reach yet.
Well, we gotta get out. Okay. Okay.
Hate this part. Hate it. Hope this works.
There are quite a few guards here.
Should have just let us leave.
And they don't count for XP, I forgot. I'll just zip through them.
If you plan on working with me in the future, you ought to get used to the feeling of success.
He leveled up.
I don't think I need to be doing that right now.
I'm Talina. Good.
She had leveled up, Tulina. She has leveled up.
What have you got? I'll get it where it needs. Return soon, yes?
Whatever these things are. Not a gondolier. That's how you return home, I see. Well, we apparently need to leave, huh? We need to leave already. It's the only thing we have to do. There's nothing more to do, no more quests, nothing, huh? Wait a minute, we should do our last ascendancy. If anything, because... Well, that is weird that YouTube changes their policy overnight,
Just need a
basically. Well,
moment
it isn't
to
the first time that happened.
The goddess is watching.
It's gotta be very frustrating.
I'm sure you've at least heard by now that Logan Paul was caught with his pants down, exposed for one of the largest scams ever run by an influencer. This was all brought to light by the finest detective YouTube has ever had, a channel known as CoffeeZilla. I've talked about CoffeeZilla more than Amy Schumer's talked about her vagina. I can't get enough of his content, and I can't recommend his channel highly enough. It is beautiful stuff. He's like a real-world L from Death Note. But instead of solving murder mysteries, he's solving scams. He's become a boogeyman to any
boogeyman.
fraudster online, where if he knocks on your door, they run to the basement and hide, like Batman striking fear into the hearts of criminals. And recently, he set his sights on Logan Paul. This is actually an investigation that's been going on for a long time. CoffeeZilla has spent at least a year going through every single detail of this case and getting all sides, talking to people that helped develop it, as well as people affected by it, and even core members of the team that were in the know on what was going on from the beginning of this project, from the goddamn birth of it. From the very beginning, CoffeeZilla has talked to one of the people that helped bring this project to life, like at the genesis of CryptoZoo. Now, to break it down into a nutshell, CryptoZoo was supposed to be a play-to-earn crypto game where you buy a shitcoin called Zoo, which you use to purchase an NFT egg, which hatches into stock photos of animals.
What?
And then you can like breed those stock photos of animals into more stock photos. That's the entire gameplay loop. You look at fucking PNG stock photos of animals that combine like a whale with a frog. That's it. And where you can earn money is by burning those PNGs that you get. And then you can get Zoo in return, claim your yield. It sounds like the worst game ever fucking made. It's a worse game than Super Fight, which was a $200 Steam game that was a single level and only 30 seconds of gameplay. I'd have more fun watching my own car catch on fire with all of my shit inside of it than playing CryptoZoo. But it was never designed to be a game that's fun to play. From the very beginning, it was clearly designed to be a money-making scam to exploit Logan Paul's massive audience. And the game also never even worked, and to this day, over a year later, still doesn't work.
I
You
have
were
never
never
heard of
able
that
to
game.
actually play, and you were never able to actually earn. Unless, of course, you were one of the founders from the beginning.
Ah, well, that makes
Because
sense.
then, there were a couple of founders that made a lot of money, including a cameo from someone you might be familiar with from previous scams, Jake the Crypto King,
Just need a
known
moment
for
to
his
catch my
Pokemon
breath.
scam back in the day. He's back. I said on stream that this whole thing feels like the series finale to Logan Paul's career, where all of the side characters come in together for one big final oorah, like an episode where they bring in everyone to celebrate the end of the show. It is
Yeah,
crazy
looks like it.
just how deep this CryptoZoo rabbit hole goes. I don't want to spoil anything, but yes, Agent 47 is back, and he is once again a very shady and big piece of shit in this whole thing. There are no good guys on the CryptoZoo team. I don't want to get too deep into it because CoffeeZilla tells the whole story, but let me just give you the cliff notes here to get you hooked. This not only has scams galore, it even has fake orphans. It has a man who claims to have won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2018, despite never having even been associated with football in any capacity.
What the hell?
The same guy also claiming to have been like a CIA operative as well
What?
as hacking AOL. There's market manipulation. There's betrayal with the founding fathers of CryptoZoo stabbing each other in the back repeatedly. It just
What
plays
the
out like a soap opera, but was real. Like,
Like
even
everything
the
in there.
scammers were scamming each other. So not only were normal people getting fucked in the mouth and losing money on this completely fraudulent product, but even the scammers were scamming each other.
I
Like, it was
hear
just
that.
pure pandemonium and
What in the
chaos. There was even a
fuck?
point where the code got stolen and taken to Switzerland, held hostage for $1 million ransom. Like, the web here is so wild and wacky. It is an unreal journey. And I don't want to spoil it all here. I highly recommend you watch the entire 3-part series from CoffeeZilla. I'm only going to be showing you the first part here that I watched and went over to get the bare bones breakdown of the situation, as well as setting the stage, the foundation for the whole investigation going forward. It is just such an incredible ride.
Wacky is an
CoffeeZilla has really
understatement.
outdone himself in this investigation, and I'm extremely excited to see how Logan Paul defends it, because the evidence that CoffeeZilla showcases seems pretty bulletproof. It seems like there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for excuses or any kind of justification for anything in regards to CryptoZoo. But, of course, on January 3rd, Logan Paul has hyped up that his response is coming on his podcast, which to me just really just feels like an advertisement more than anything. But I will, of course, withhold full judgment until I hear his side,
He's got the fire
he hasn't
buff.
been very open to sharing his side for the last year.
Damn it.
This has been like my most anticipated show of the entire year. CoffeeZilla's 3-part deep dive into Logan Paul's crypto scam, CryptoZoo. So I'm extremely excited, and I'm super happy to see CoffeeZilla go so hard on this. He's gained like almost 400,000 subs since posting these videos, something like that. And he deserves it. I know he spent quite a few months investigating this. I know he's also reached out to Logan Paul numerous times to try and get his side of the story, but has been dodged and ducked every single time until he finally posted this video. Saw Logan Paul's tweet saying, actually I'll just pull it up instead of paraphrasing. He did the standard, I used to love CoffeeZilla, and I always think he gets everything right. Until now.
Until now.
Like, this is very cookie cutter. Somehow, every single time CoffeeZilla talks about some kind of big scam like this is always the response. While I generally appreciate Steven's creative genius and exceptional work ethic, I mean that, this one is simply not true. When appropriate, all bad actors will be exposed, explained, and held fully accountable. I'll speak further on his falsehood January 3rd. Which, to me, reads more like an advertisement for his podcast than anything.
The fuck?
But I always just love this first line, because this is boilerplate at this point. This is what everyone says when CoffeeZilla makes a video about them. A creative genius, one of the best in the business. Ace detective, like Benoit Blanc. But this time he fucked up, trust me. This time he's wrong.
I lost $25,000.
This is absolutely shocking to me. These aren't children. You're telling me these adults watch Logan Paul? Or did they had to have just heard about this from like crypto subreddits, discords, all trying to like hype train the shit out of this. I refuse to believe that this is Logan Paul's audience. No fucking shot.
Shut up!
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 500K. Today we're investigating Logan Paul.
Yikes.
Blockchain
God.
And of course, at the center of it, we have Logan Paul himself, who has abandoned this.
WWE superstar, baby.
Orphans in his wake. Wait a second. Thousands of victims in his wake.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on it. We have a massive team behind it.
Real quick, you might be asking yourself, well, what experience does Logan Paul have with NFTs? And that's a great question to be asking, and I have the answer. He was actually a pioneer in NFTs, and in fact still has some of the best NFTs of all time, such as, are these still up on OpenSea? Well, here's his NFT Pokemon card.
Charlie makes it sound too normal, I think.
stuff.
It's not like a...
Very high quality stuff. I mean, only $10,000.
It's not a worthy achievement to be, like,
Where are his
founder
he
or
used to
something,
sell
or
clips.
Enigma
So you
in
could pay thousands of dollars to get an NFT clip of him
NFTs, yeah.
boxing.
What the fuck? It's nothing to be proud of.
Fucking bargain. Honestly, just giving it away at that price.
Just
You get,
need a
like,
moment.
It's like
15
saying you're a
seconds to box
pickpocket and you're proud of it, like a thief. It's like nothing to be proud of. It's
We don't scam. I've never scammed anyone before. Logan cares extremely deeply about his audience, loves his brand, doesn't have to scam to make money.
yes, they have to.
But you make a lot of money doing it, actually. So
Yes, they have to scam to make money.
cookie
What the
jar
hell?
was too appealing.
Mystery that began this whole story.
From
the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. I think that needs a fresh take.
My own NFT project.
Time comes to strike. An emperor strikes with
Aren't NFTs all scams, literally?
entertains the sovereigns who
I just got
empowers the
finished
scepter,
roasting Logan
not the
for a
other way
different
round.
coin called Dingcoin, which is
Ding
famous
doing.
for money on.
I'm a big Dink fan.
And it wasn't even a project at all. It was a game that could earn some money.
I'm excited to launch.
Called Pay to Earn. Or, Jesus, Play to Earn.
Enjoy the reprisal. You were
Shit.
born for this.
He has 2 of these buffs.
Fun. It's a really
Sweep
fun
the trappings
game
of
that
past
makes
emperors
God
aside.
damn it.
By
Make
buying
your
this
empire
crypto token
anew.
called Zoo, which is their in-game currency, and you use Zoo coins to then buy egg.
Can he have any more
which you
points?
can then hatch to become animals.
Uh,
You then can breed those 2 animals to become hybrids. For example, if you breed a
What a
gorilla,
fun-sounding
you
game.
get a gore kitty. And the more rare the NFT, the
I get to
higher the
breed
daily
animals?
yield
Sign
of
me
Zoo
up.
tokens that animal earns you every day. Theoretically, it works like passive income. You can then burn your animal NFTs to release the zoo they earn back to you. From there, you can invest it into eggs or just cash out. Now, some of you of the Egyptian persuasion might notice some triangular qualities.
Oh, that's a
in this game
coincidence.
description.
There's nothing quite so enticing
me
as a locked door.
Past 6 months, bro.
Scheiße, I'm dead. Fucking goddamn it, this faggot ass bullshit here. You can't see
That
nothing.
doesn't sound like a lot of
These
artists
all sound
for that.
very enticing. Handmade art, a
Not
fun
really.
game that can earn you
Doesn't
money.
sound
and
enticing.
one of the biggest influencers in the world backing it.
It was Logan Paul at the end of the day. An internet personality that I actually trusted. That I
Why?
actually kind
What?
of
What did?
believed
What?
in.
Well, I feel terrible that that happened to you, but what? What in the history of Logan Paul has earned anyone's trust ever? Like, I can't think of anything he's ever done that was honest. Like, I legitimately can't. Except for him saying that he made a repeated lapse in his judgment when he filmed a dead body. Like, that's like the only thing I can think of with like honesty associated with Logan Paul. But yeah, I mean, Prime did come out. I've tried it. I mean, it's a real drink. I wasn't instantly poisoned or anything. It was fine. I actually thought it was good. But I'm just gonna chalk that up to KSI. I'm just gonna say KSI did everything because I legitimately have no trust in Logan.
Just need a
But as the
moment.
game
Oh,
got
shit.
closer to release, the crypto team started releasing the first ever photos of it. Come to find out, this fan-made art story was true. It was actually a dope
For
stock
real.
photo matched together. Sort of first red flag of the project.
Hey!
And I made a video about it at the time, but it's
Let's
kind of
go.
surface level, and something didn't add up to me. Something where I just couldn't. And it's not handmade at all. It's not even original. It's what's called a fork, a copy of, some other code that exists out there. One of them is called Floki Shiv X, which launched before it. So
What?
where'd this $1 million go? I didn't understand.
There never was.
Wait. Play that again. Did you hear that?
There was no way of doing your yield. There never was.
Hold on.
I can't
the
believe
Form
it.
10 of crypto
What?
that you can make money from stupid animals didn't even work on launch day, and still, to this day, a year later, still does not work.
So I acquired a bunch of them, and I actually want to play the game. I didn't acquire the you can actually want to patch him and see I'm playing some.
I am sorry this happened to you, my friend. What compelled you to want to play this game? There is no game. The game is you buy an egg, and then we give you a stock photo of what this animal might look like with a goofy nose. What is the game? Like, the only reason anyone would have ever put money into this is off the hope that they're somehow able to make a payday out of it. Like, cash in their yield for some kind of profit. There is no, like, actual game mechanics. It is, here's a couple pictures you can look at. That's it! That's fucking it!
Yeah, it looks like
Pokemon.
it.
It's not even Pokemon at all. Like, even, let's take a card game. Even a card game has game mechanics. You play against someone, there is a goal, there is something you do, there is an actual gameplay element to it.
I mean, it's $4
the gameplay
on
is
it.
you hatch an egg, and we combine this photo of a moose with a photo of my cat. And that's it. And now you have played our game, and now you can either choose to keep that picture and hope it appreciates in value, yield some more zoo, or you burn it to acquire your zoo. Those are your two options, neither of which constitute a game.
Damn, boys.
dangerous than the journey.
Jesus Christ.
It's never been up.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture. There's nothing I could do with it.
You're kidding!
That's the whole game. It's just a picture. Even when you can hatch, it's just another picture.
You can ask any of those community guys. It's basically worth nothing whatsoever.
Wow. So on launch day, basically nothing worked, and a year later, that's still true. Now, after this was discovered, the price of Zoo fell 63% in just 24 hours. CryptoZoo already got millions in investments, but Logan only speaks in the Discord twice over the next year to say, quote, sober, currently shaking my head, and yo.
Yo!
That was his contribution to this project. Meanwhile,
That's
his
pretty cool.
community manager, Ben Roth,
Because surely Logan Paul, who's got this billion-dollar hydration company and a WWE star, is got enough money. He doesn't need to rug us lot.
and it's because of these false promises about marketing that these poor investors believed in CryptoZoo so long. They sat and watched every
It actually
Logan
is
Paul
very
episode.
impressive how far you can get when people just believe that you're too wealthy to exploit them. Like, if someone just believes you have so much money, that for some reason makes you trustworthy. That's wild to me. Because I'd always think it's the fucking opposite.
Too much of this is out, but he's been working on a massive project.
And one of them will be the biggest thing I ever do. It'll be it's like my life and soul is
well.
this project. Which is where most of my time these days goes.
I'll tell you about this project when we get closer to launch.
To tell you what.
It's thing with the egg.
That's funny.
No.
Okay, that's
With the egg? No.
No, that shit sucks. That shit is garbage. I can't believe you guys bought it.
If you're one of
Holy
these
fuck, it was
investors,
awful.
and Logan
You
Paul
brought up the egg?
mentioned
That's a
the
joke.
secret project and you're thinking it's CryptoZoo. And someone's like, oh, is it that thing with the eggs? And he's like, no, definitely not. That was the last project. This is the real project that I'm working on.
Need a moment.
Going on behind the scenes, like, Doug, I'm not the bad guy here. There's some actual out there, and it's not me. Like, I'm here to build.
Oh, okay.
This is a space
Well, now
where a
that's
lot of people
okay. Well, now I believe
see
you.
dollar signs. Like any burgeoning industry, if there's money to be made, there's gonna be both good and bad people.
Okay, well, at least you set the record
This was
straight.
great, learning all of it. He took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, actually fled to Switzerland, and, like, held it hostage for $1 million, like behind the scenes drama that took a stick and stuck it in the spokes of my wheels.
Oh, well, that wasn't expected. There's a shady developer who held up Logan's code hostage in Switzerland. That's why this hasn't worked the whole time. He held it hostage for $1 million. Find out the truth of what happened. Why did he steal Logan's code for $1 million? However,
That's what I really appreciate about CoffeeZilla. He's such a stronger man than I. That is like the most egregiously bullshit story ever. Like, genuinely, I don't believe a single fucking phrase uttered in that same breath. I don't think there's any world where that's actually true, but CoffeeZilla is still going to investigate it anyway.
finally got a hold of him. When I did, he
It's
admitted
true?
he
No
was held
way.
hostage, but he says the reason for it was nothing like what Logan
No.
said.
What?
The code was held hostage. How can that even happen? Oh fuck, I died. I don't even know what happened. I was too busy checking out
Building
my...
what? You take a picture and you have your stock photos that you mash together to make a new picture when it hatches. Where is $50,000 a week going?
That's what I'm wondering.
Where?
The fuck?
Where? How? Holy shit, this is outrageous. But I am beyond shocked that this is at least a half-truth. So the guy did flee to Switzerland after holding the code hostage, but it was because Logan didn't pay him, or the team. So he was telling a half-truth on the situation. I can't believe any part of it was true. That is already quite the twist for me.
According to him, they negotiated a $1 million payday for this whole project. And from the second I heard that, I thought, oh, that's interesting, because Logan claims he spent $1 million on this whole thing. This developer saying he's owed $1 million on this.
We've been paid nothing. I would have loved to have Zoo, but I don't have any.
So that's multiple sources working on the CryptoZoo team project who were not paid. Now, obviously, these are big accusations, which is why I wanted to confront Logan Paul on them. But unfortunately, we're not exactly on speaking terms. So I wonder, how could I speak to Logan without speaking to Logan? Logan Paul's manager, a guy named Jeff Levin.
Oh, Jeff.
He might be just what we need to settle this whole thing. So I gave him a call.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
Jeff. Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Steven with Poppyzilla. I'm calling because I've heard reports that CryptoZoo hasn't paid their development team, and I'm just reaching out for comments before I do this story. I just want to follow up on that.
I have no comment for it.
Okay,
Oh, well, fair enough.
Are you guys
Okay.
denying it, or are you saying it's not true?
No comment. I don't think that the information.
You guys have a whole side to
I know,
your
but
story here.
your job as someone that is reporting news is to actually verify correct news.
Well,
Right, that's why I'm calling you.
I know, and that's legal grounds for that stuff. So I'm just telling you, legally, you have to report correct news with verifiable information.
Right, that's why I'm calling you.
As we've been advised always, is if anybody reports fake news, that's where we won't.
Then set the record straight.
call was-
What? What? Is everyone around Logan just a fucking idiot? Like an actual bumbling buffoon?
Yes.
Huh? That is why he called you. You could have absolutely just, if it's not true, shut it down. Or tell him, yeah, it's not true, I wasn't aware of this, we can go ahead and get some material together to prove that it's all fake. Bang. Right then and there. You don't have to immediately tell Poppyzilla all the evidence or anything. Just say like, hey, it's not true. If you can give us some time, we can get together all the material and send it your way to prove that they're being dishonest about the information. Simple. Jesus Christ, Logan, hire me as your manager. Jesus. Could have saved you a massive fucking headache if this is all fake. How can you be so dumb?
A mess. Jeff, Logan's manager, seems to be implying that I'm not allowed to repeat allegations his own development team made, even though Logan can go on podcasts and publicly accuse those developers of stealing his code. Not only that, he's the one who refuses to provide any evidence, but seems to sort of be implying that maybe we'll sue you if you tell this to anyone, which he then denies doing when I ask him if that's what he's doing.
Told you I have no comment to it. Telling you once again, from a legal standpoint, you have to report truth. If you do not
Is this an
verify
NPC?
truth,
Why does he keep saying this?
Then you're just allegations, and those then will be handled the way that we want to
I
handle.
think he is an NPC, yeah.
Okay. I understand you may have graduated Arizona State with a business degree, but holy shit, that is not being put to good use here, Jeff. You must have fallen ass backwards in this position. He is calling you so that way you can defend against the allegations. You don't have to do it right now on the phone call. Just say they're not true, and we will defend them. And here's our evidence. We can eventually get you our evidence. It's just, it is that simple. Like, it is that fucking simple. How dumb is this guy?
Let's jump this up. Okay.
Like, oh my god. He is calling you because he is trying to verify it as a trustworthy source. He wants the whole story. And how the fuck else is he supposed to verify it without talking to you? The team, the people behind it, the ones who now have the allegations. You are the only ones that can verify the authenticity of the claims.
Just need
He can't go to the Better Business Bureau, who's somehow going to be having all the fucking answers to this. This guy is so dumb. He is so unbelievably dumb. And then making that, like, a sly little threat about it. He's Logan Paul's actual punching bag. He has to just keep Jeff around just to take all the flack. That's gotta be the only reason. He's like a little public spittoon for Logan Paul. Oh, what? No, I would have absolutely denied these things. Oh, that's just Jeff. Jeff, man, he's so fucking dumb. Yeah, no, oh my god, I can't believe Jeff. What a silly guy.
I have no comment on the situation.
Good defense.
Your job legally is to report facts. If you don't report facts on the information you're given, it is illegal.
It's not. You can report allegations. That's the whole fucking point of an allegation. He's not saying it's the truth. He is saying they're allegations, and he wants to verify, are these allegations accurate, or are they inaccurate? You can absolutely talk about allegations.
Who is Eddie Ivan?
It's a made-up name. That's a made-up
Yes,
name,
hi,
isn't
my
it?
name's Eddie Ibanez, lead developer here at CryptoZoo.
Oh, that's fine. Damn, thought it was gonna be a crazy plot twist.
Is fake. Wait, what?
This
What?
I'm sure you've at least Logan Paul. He's not saying it's the truth. He is saying they're allegations, and he made up name. Oh,
This
never mind.
reporter said
Damn,
Eddie's
thought it was gonna be a
entire
crazy
story
plot twist.
is fake. Wait, what?
People just go there to hang out sometimes. Oh, well, if it was made by the Navy, then why the hell was
Oh.
it made and has a bunch of illegal stuff on it? Well, the reason it has a bunch of illegal stuff on it is because the anonymity. That's like the whole point of the dark and deep web.
God damn it.
As for why it was made, that I don't really know. It's probably to get around like surveillance or something, maybe. I'm just spitballing.
Oh my
He's a
god.
tier 1 poopy ranger. Let's see what crimes were caught on Twitch. Off the top of my head, can I think of any crimes? Turkey, the Turkish community on Twitch was recently just caught in a massive scandal of money laundering through Twitch bits and donations. That's probably on here. What else? CSGO Lotto, would that be on here, you think?
Twitch started off as just
Prime
TV.
Raptor.
A man strapped the camera to his head and would live stream everything that happened to him 24/7. Eventually, the site grew and welcomed people from all over the world to
I used
live
to stream on
The
Justin
company had a
TV.
name change, which we now know as Twitch, and in 2014 was bought out by Amazon for $970 million. First thing I want to do is talk about the horrible Twitch staff. Now, it's very known that Twitch has some, let's say, biased
Wow.
staff. Every
Coming
other
in
month, it
hot.
seems like a female streamer gets banned and then unbanned within the same week, whereas a
God
male streamer
damn.
will get banned for the same thing, if not something less harmful, and end up getting permanently banned. This has been proven time and time again, with the most recent case being about Narcissa Wright, a Twitch streamer that literally tweeted
Narcissa
out, "I
Wright.
want to kill myself and shoot people at Twitch headquarters."
That story
Ha, ha,
is
ha,
very
ha, ha.
sad,
Who was
honestly.
banned, and then what do you know? Unbanned a few days later. I mean, if you ask me, that should have been a permanent ban, but no. We see in this tweet here that they're reducing her ban, and basically, you know, she got unbanned, is what I'm trying to say.
Point is, Twitch, I see where your bans come, I see where they come from, but it's like, to me,
Where's the bits, Alex?
it's just like, this situation, shoot people at the Twitch headquarters?
Should be a permanent ban. Now, why? Are the Twitch staff just full of simps?
Yes.
Yeah. And in all honesty, it does seem like Twitch has favorites. Sometimes the reasoning for people getting banned is so stupid, but then if a female does it, again, this is not every
Now,
single
correct me
case.
if I'm wrong. Wasn't she rebanned after being, or wasn't she rebanned after being unbanned, and then banned again? I'm pretty sure they did correct that mistake. The whole Narcissa Wright story is extremely sad, though. That situation is horrible. I don't think many people know like the whole lore behind Narcissa Wright, but it's a honestly really sad story. Tell it? I can give the cliff notes. Back in the early days of Twitch, really Twitch was built on the back of speedrunning for a little while, like Siglimic, Cosmo Wright.
I remember that.
Really, the two of them were like pillars of streaming content on Twitch, and started to really get a lot of headlines. And then eventually ADGQ was rolling around. ADGQ
Yeah.
started popping off.
Yeah.
Cosmo Wright was a prolific speedrunner in Zelda games, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, all of that. And then over time, started to lose interest in speedrunning. I remember, I think it was 2016.
Oh, nice grinding.
Cosmo Wright entered into a Nintendo-sanctioned competition with a guy named John Numbers, where they were playing Mario Maker as a contest. And Cosmo Wright got blown out and didn't really return to streaming after that, if I
Nice.
recall correctly. And then after that, Cosmo Wright's mental health seemed a little spotty from what people were seeing. Eventually, Cosmo Wright transitions into Narcissa Wright, and from there, the streams that she would do were really focused on like really negative things, and it was very like a toxic environment.
Yeah.
Eventually, Narcissa stopped streaming for a while, and what I understood is that she just outright stopped altogether. And then she posted that tweet about wanting to kill herself, and then the Twitch staff, which obviously turned a lot of heads as like, hey, what the fuck is this? That's where the story's at. There's a lot more nuance to it, but that's kind of like the Cliff Notes breakdown. That whole story there, a lot of like sad and unfortunate things happened along the way. But since I was so big into watching Siglimit, Cosmo, that whole community of speedrunners, it's something I actively followed for a really long time.
Stephen Heyman. On August 31st, 2018, Stephen Heyman
I don't
and John
recognize him.
Pietro, I hope I said that right, were on their way to Dragon Con, a convention made for gamers, comic
Is that a real thing?
science fiction fans, and more.
Sounds like a
Stephen
joke,
was
like
streaming
Dragon
the whole
D's
thing.
nuts.
This is called IRL Street in Atlanta, Georgia.
Shit.
A man is seen approaching John and pins him to the ground. We can't see much, but we do get a full view of what the man looks like.
JP, just let go. JP, just let go.
What the fuck is happening?
JP, just let go of it. JP, just let go of it.
May a new dawn arise.
Nice.
Wow.
You can hear
Well, that was
someone
awfully calm.
say, JP, just let go. And this is due to what I'm assuming is John now wanting the man to take his camera, which the man did end up stealing. From the reports I read,
wow.
it seems like the man was never caught. The YouTube comments were full of L friend, this dude is such a bad friend, and comments like that. But honestly, that was the best thing to do. You don't know if someone is carrying a knife or a firearm, and your life really isn't worth getting killed over something as simple as a camera or your wallet when you could just
Love how the dude didn't help. Bro, you're not gonna just give up the camera. Everyone shits on Dale Brown for giving like survival advice for how to like survive in an intense situation and disarm the attacker, and you guys give him shit. But the optimal thing to do is to not fight back. Just give your camera. Again, like Tuv just said, could have a knife, could have a gun, and that guy's big as fuck. That guy was significantly more jacked than Steven here. Just give up the fucking camera. Like, I guarantee if this guy did fight back and got his ass beat, people would give him much more shit anyway. Or he could have lost his life over it for a camera.
The police officer explains the call and asks Mr. Big for his name. Mr. Big explains that he doesn't need to give him any sort of information.
Oh boy, you
and
went
it's
full Reddit.
honestly a pretty long and petty back and forth from both of them, up until the cop places Mr. Big under arrest. I would say wrongfully place him under arrest. I mean, he did have his right to not say anything.
Do we not
Cops
have
can
life
always arrest you
anymore?
based on suspicion. You know, it didn't seem in the clip like there was any suspicion of anything other than just the way Mr. Big was acting. Anyway, so Mr. Big gets arrested, right? They leave and they close the door. So a few minutes after the arrest, the door opens and reveals a neighbor, presumably the one that made the complaint, walking in and stealing a pair of shoes and a headset. He then returns and steals what seems to be his phone and a watch. I tuned into Mr. Big's Twitch page, and to my surprise, he still streams. Well, he took a break and is back and averages about 5 to 10 viewers.
That's
so I decided to ask him a
fucked.
couple questions.
What a
and he was
galaxy
nice enough to
brain
answer.
scheme,
Make sure to
though.
show him some love and make sure to tell
Fucking
him I sent
supervillain
him.
mastermind.
I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, he was charged. Yeah, he was
nice.
a career criminal, man. Had a lengthy criminal history. I think he did 3 years for that shit.
I tried looking his name up in like a Washington police directory or something. I checked a lot of websites and I did not find a Jeremy Frost ad. Not that I don't believe you, Mr. Big. It's just that I would have liked to pull up his mugshot. RickyBot. RickyBot was a 45-year-old
I don't know this
man
one
who
either.
streamed himself playing Pokemon Go.
Oh,
Y'all
yes, I
remember
do.
that?
Yes, I do,
Pokemon Go is
actually.
a mobile game which requires you to go
I do know this
outside
one.
in order to catch different. Since the man stole 3 cell phones and the camera itself. RickyBot was taken to a local hospital with a laceration on the side of his head and a swollen right cheek. That same night, Ricky put out a series of tweets reading, "I got mugged playing Pokemon Go in Central Park. Still talking to police and will go to the hospital soon. My jaw is a mess. Thanks all. My Twitch account got suspended. Literally insult to injury. Hashtag
Yeah, that's another fucked up thing that Twitch used to do. I don't know if they still do.
They
If
still
a
do.
crime gets captured on stream, or like something like that, I guess, where you get your ass beat on stream, they just ban the account like outright, which is weird. I remember there was that guy who was involved in a hit and run while streaming. At least I think it was a hit and run. Oh no, there was a streamer who, while streaming IRL, accidentally captured like a shootout. I think it was like a guy shot at a car on his stream, and the guy got banned for it. It's really like a weird policy they have in that department when you capture something like that. That's technically against TOS, but you had no control over it, and it would also be good evidence. So I don't know why they'd like take it down. But yeah, that was something they did for all of those kind of cases. I remember that. I don't know if they still do though. Yeah.
So if I'm streaming, right, I have a malicious friend for some reason in my house, right? He comes in, says a slur, runs out. I'm getting banned, right?
Yes.
It's I hate it so much. And this poor man got pinned down to the ground and robbed. And Twitch is like, oh nah, that's violent. Take it down. It's like, lot of stuff about Twitch that
Yeah,
rubs me the
that
wrong
policy
way.
is
Anyway,
terrible. That
in
is
case you're
that
wondering
is
how
bad.
Ricky is doing now.
How do they justify it? Because I know they even put out a
Oh
statement
my
about
fucking
it.
god, I
I'm
can't even
curious. Where can
survive
I find
anymore.
those
See, as soon as I get
guidelines?
into maps, the game's over.
Again, I don't know if they still
Can't
do
even
it, though.
survive.
But where can I find it? Because I'm curious
See.
what they did to defend it. They don't want people faking it for clout. I remember bits and pieces back with the guy who captured a shooter on stream. I think they said something like we're doing it to keep the VOD private for everyone involved and sharing it with the police or something. Easier Subcatamon. I don't remember. If I could just remember what that case was, I'm sure I could find their tweet about it that clarified. Does anyone remember what it was? Because it was a pretty big one. That one got mainstream attention. A streamer had captured like a shootout on stream on Twitch. It was valuable information for the crime, and they banned the account, which then made it inaccessible. Was it North Hollywood shootout? Man, what the fuck? This was 1997 North Hollywood shootout. I remember that. This was
Fuck
not Twitch.
faggot, man.
Fucking asshole. That one though changed law enforcement drastically. So this is totally unrelated to anything we're watching here with the Twitch crimes. This shootout is fucking crazy. So two robbers were armed to the teeth, like full-blown juggernaut from Modern Warfare 2. And they robbed a store. And the police showed up and they just started blasting. Like the guy's full auto, just letting it all hang loose. Oh, it was a bank. They robbed the bank. Yeah, that's what it was. Robbed the bank, just blasting. And the cops were shooting back, but their handguns weren't powerful enough to pierce their armor. So they couldn't actually stop them. They couldn't actually prevent them from leaving or doing anything. So they just kept walking away, taking bullets from the police while firing back. The police got so desperate for firepower, they started, I believe they raided a nearby gun store for like shotguns and other items.
Rifles.
As well as like just trying to find anything with a higher caliber.
Yes.
And it was such a long, drawn-out shootout that post North Hollywood shootout, they started arming police officers much more heavily, like more firepower in their vehicles. It was crazy. The whole thing was captured on helicopter. In fact, the only reason it even ended is because one of the officers got a lucky shot on one of their ankles, because their ankle was slightly exposed. So they hit his ankle. He fell to the floor and knew he was going to be killed, so he took his own life. And then the other one, I think, got really desperate and just started walking at them or something like that. It was something like that. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. Thanks to Prime Megalodon.
The streamer reacts and is then met with a handgun being pointed at his face and he screams. Alright, don't roast his scream because I'm pretty sure if any of us were in that position, we would not know what to do. But I know you chuckled after that scream, and I did too. But like, let's not be too hard
That was
on
a
that
normal
scream. One of the thieves
scream,
goes to keep
honestly.
his wife quiet, and you can hear the kids in the background.
Fucking
the other is beating the streamer
motherfucking
repeatedly with
faggot.
brass knuckles.
This is
asking him where the money is
unfun,
at.
man. This is
The
impossible
people
to
think it's
play,
fake,
man.
and money,
You
but
cannot
eventually
play
I did
Path of
find
Exile
the
anymore,
name of
man.
the streamer, and
It's
that's
impossible to
T-Money
play, man. You
FG.
can't get
It seems he
gear,
doesn't
you
stream
can't do
anymore, and I
anything.
couldn't
It's
find a YouTube
impossible to
channel.
play
Unless
this
it's the
faggot-ass
one with
game.
1 subscriber, but I doubt it.
Fuck
I was
Path of
looking at his
Exile,
Twitter,
man.
and it's extremely
What a
body.
fucking N-word
16,000
game, man.
followers and no likes on his recent tweet. Yeah,
It's
totally
ridiculous,
weird.
man.
You
You
would think
can't
that if
play
he faked
this.
this, he would at least gain
What a
clout.
faggot
And if he
game,
faked
man.
it, I don't know if you would scream like that on purpose. Plus, why would you put your kids through something like this? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's
a lot of
fake.
people were assuming that the wife set him up because she was too calm.
Fucking
That was
faggots,
stupid
man.
too. You can tell she's trying to stay calm for the kids.
Seems like a
again,
weird
is
thing
this
to
real?
fake
Is this
if you
fake?
don't even
I
stream
really
anymore.
can't tell. The video looked
Ah, someone found it. Found the streamer you're asking about. Look up Bees on My Head TV carjacking. He was banned for getting carjacked while viewers were trying to use the VOD to find the guy who robbed him. Twitch came out and clarified their policy in response, stating that streamers are responsible for anything shown on stream. That's exactly what I was thinking of. A carjacking. Not a shootout around cars. You're absolutely right. Did he ever get his account back? Because this is like really a hardline stance. Twitch suspended his account for behavior caught on camera and has since informed the streamer he won't be getting it back anytime soon. Thanks again,
security
McLovin.
breach. No. not the Five Nights at Freddy's game. So 6 months ago, on October 6th, Twitch was hacked and it torn
Oh, hey, yeah, this was the,
Man, these fags hit me one time and I'm stunned and instantly
that
dead.
included source code, streamer earnings, encrypted passwords, and more. We bring to you today an extremely poggers leak. Twitch is an American video live streaming service that focuses on video game live streaming, including broadcasts of esports competitions, operated by Twitch Interactive, a subsidiary of Amazon.com. Their community is also a disgusting, toxic cesspool. Beginnings, mobile, desktop, and video game console Twitch clients, creator payouts from 2019 until now. Find out how much your favorite streamer is really making. And then they link...
Did they ever release the second part to this?
Jeff Bezos paid $970 million for this, and we're giving it away for free. Hashtag do better Twitch. Though a bunch of stuff got leaked, people mainly focused on how much their favorite streamers were making. I mean, your passwords were at stake, but people were, you know, kind of mad at XQC for being a millionaire, which we all know. We all know he's a millionaire.
No, that was
Many
a
people
surprise
were
to
mad at
everybody.
streamers saying they didn't make sense. It's really funny because a lot of Twitch streamers have their sub count like on the top of their head. They're letting you know
No,
how
that
much
doesn't
money
mean
they make.
anything,
It just
though.
takes a little bit of math. They claimed that a part 2 was coming out, but that never happened. Many people just assume it was an ex-Twitch employee or a Twitch employee who knew they were going to be fired.
I doubt it was an ex-Twitch employee.
Before I go, I'm just going to end this off with a big bang. I'm sure you guys remember the whole Save the Kids thing.
Who could forget?
Crypto was, I wouldn't say at its peak. I would say at its peak popularity within the internet culture, there were a lot of influencers really taking advantage of this. This doesn't even count the NFT thing, right? This is crypto. Crypto and NFTs are very similar, but they are different, right? You buy
Shitcoins
NFTs,
versus
crypto.
NFTs. Shit
There were a
art.
lot of influencers promoting a bunch of scam coins, and once their fans would like buy the coins, they would quickly just take all the money, dip, leave the coin with no value. I mean, even Aiden Ross admitted to doing this.
By the way, that MILF token shit I did a while back.
This one.
I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. How many of you guys actually bought it?
Oh my god.
Which was Ice Poseidon. Now, Ice Poseidon used to be a very popular Twitch.
We know
Wow,
this one.
I'm going in there and I'm
very popular
instantly
for
dead.
getting swatted. Yeah, that's
I don't know what's
that's
going
what he's
on,
known
man.
for. He once got swatted on an airplane.
I actually don't know if I'm allowed to watch his story on Twitch.
This makes no
We all know
sense.
this one, though. He openly admitted to stealing, what was it, 300, 500,
makes no
what was it,
sense,
300 or
man.
$500,000 from a shitcoin that he was pumping.
Dying to
It was very
nothing.
open. Watch it? I'll just explain it. I made a whole video on it when it happened. Ice Poseidon was pumping a shitcoin. Somehow his community bought into it. He ran away with 300 to 500,000. I don't remember what number it was, but it was somewhere in that ballpark.
I would like to do that too.
And he then went on CoffeeZilla's channel and openly said, yeah, I took the money. I was worried the coin was going to lose some value, so I thought I might as well take the money before it hits zero. And he was just very open and honest. And then CoffeeZilla said, hey, why don't you just give the money back since you still have it? I see it in your wallet. You could give the money back. And he said, I could, but I don't want to. Yep.
That's what I would say.
It was fucking crazy.
Man's got the right idea. Some fags give you money, then you steal it, of course. You take it. You're not acting nice. Don't act nice to people. People are retarded. Just look at these developers of this game. They have no clue what they're doing, and would be such a better dev, man. I'm going out and going back in. I know I'm gonna die, but yeah, fucking motherfucker, you bastard, you. I hate this game. This game is so nonsensical. I just hate this. I hate this fucking game. This game is just unplayable, man. As soon as you hit maps, you always die and you can't survive. Everything just rapes you, man. You have no chance. This game is so fucking retarded, man. What a fucking bad game. Fuck this game, man. Fuck these faggot ass developers, man.
Farewell.
Creating a bullshit game like this. Fuck you, man. Cocksuckers. Fucking faggots. This is just so bad, man. Why is she level 30? What character is this witch? Not even got an ascendancy. What are you doing? What are you? Oh, explosive arrow ballista? Is that what it is? Is that even going to work? Can you even do that? Is the ballista?
Hello.
What am I doing here? Is the ballista even going to work?
That would just make life complicated.
You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. Within these walls, the Lady of Justice doth ascend with precision.
Doth present with precision. What the hell? No, I tell you, this ain't gonna work either, this build. I can already predict this won't work either. I can already predict to you that this build ain't gonna work either.
Stay sharp out there.
I'm pretty good at telling you when something ain't working. And trust me, this ain't gonna work at all. So, minions is the last thing possible to do then. Minions.
When I'm ready, and not before.
It's the only thing that I can do then. The only possible thing left to do is minions, I guess. Well, this game needs a skip button or something, like many other games have. You have like one character you can bump to level 80. If you have a character at level 80 or 70, you can hit that button and bump another character to that same level, so you don't have to level that character from start to end. That's what this game needs. Like every video game, every online video game, every MMO has that. Every MMO has a button to boost your characters to level 60 or 80 or whatever the cap is for hard content. So, whatever, level 70 or something, bump it to level 70 or 68 or something. The game needs a button to do that. So you can skip this faggot as campaign bullshit. And just go straight to maps. Once you have one character that is in maps, every other character can be bumped into maps immediately too. Just auto finish all the quests and everything. Easy. Oh, it's so easy, just automatically finish all the quests. You know, every quest that is main quest finished, side quests still active. So you can get some skill points if you wanted to, but it pushes you to the level. 68. So you can get the rest of the skill points you could get. Or just give us all the skill points too, immediately. Just finish every mission that gives a skill point. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to figure something out like that. It's not hard at all. I didn't take this bastard's manifest. I did. Pretty 100% sure I did.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Huh? Did I do that? I did it already, the manifesto, what? Okay, I did the manifesto already, that's why. Bastard. See, this makes sense.
Good find, Exile.
Yankers. The thing is, everybody has 6 links. Everybody has 6 links, and everybody has these super high exotics for their builds, so you can't even enjoy this game.
Let me teach you the laws of war.
I mean, I don't even have the ability to get any items like they have. 6 links is out of the league. I can't do it. I can't get a 6 link.
The soil wants for your blood no more.
I can't do any trading. I can't get any 6 link. It's not possible for me to get any currency to get a 6 link. I can't farm. I can't buy. I can't trade. I can't find. So there's nothing to do for me.
I'm Rog. I wonder what you'll unearth. Stay safe.
Boy.
When I'm ready and not before.
I mean, you can't just add game modes. You cannot add game modes that you cannot add a game mode that allows you to play without any support, and then you make it so the game requires like extreme equipment. You can't do that. You need to have this. You need to say either that, yeah, to play our game you need to trade, or you make it so the game can be played without trading. But Path of Exile, the way it is, you cannot play without trading, otherwise you suffer so badly. It's very, very bad. Slicer. Now imagine playing Ruthless.
More mana. When I'm ready and not before.
Oh, my back hurts. Oh, my back hurts so much. Oh, oh God. Oh, fuck me. Oh, scheiße. 2,000 life, the minions have 2,000 life only. It's not too much. Lol. Still trying to chance items, but it's not worth it.
Chaos orb.
Bro.
Another one for you.
Oh. That's good. I should give some life regen to my minions, a little bit at least. I should get some life regen for them. Ah, fuck's sake. Is there a point that I can go out and get somewhere else? No, huh? Fuck me. There it is. Baby, please, he's a criminal. So, there. I need to get some life regen to my minions. They don't need to explode like within seconds.
When I'm ready and not before.
It's better if I can get them up and then run. Like this. Because they die way too fast. They die way too fast.
Not you! For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
Oh shit. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. They die way too fast, but now they're a bit better. We'll see how it works. Brutus died.
Who'd have thought those?
Good work clearing another path through Axiom. With the road, farewell.
Knock off. Useless items. This game is the only game that you never get anything as a reward, like anything useful at all. This is the only video game that does this in the franchise and in the type of game. It's the only game that does this. There's no other game that does shit like this. This is the only game that does bullshit like this. You get no rewards for anything. This is the only game that does this. You do something and trader who gave you a quest doesn't give you a reward. It's the only game that does this.
When I'm ready, and not before. More mana.
Okay, fuck off. I'm done. Need to take a break.